What's happening is Von Don. We in New York and you checking in with hip hop since 1987.
What's up, y'all? It's Alana Milan, hip hop since 1987. You already know what it do. Today, I am talking to somebody that's originally from LA, but clearly dominating Atlanta at the moment. His name is Von Don, like he said. But we're in New York. So how you feeling?
What's the deal? I feel good.
Is it like you from the west side, but you live in the south, so is this like a transition for you?
Yeah, this is different. I never really been to New York. I went like once or twice when I was younger, but this like real new for me to just be moving around out here. But it's cool.
All right, name 2 things you like and 2 things you absolutely hate.
I hate the traffic. I hate that everywhere is a city and ain't nowhere to park. I love how lit it is though. Like it's always something going on. There's a lot of motion out here. I like that a lot. I like y'all studios, but they expensive, so I like and don't like it.
It is a little expensive. When you record at home, you got like a home-based studio?
Yup. Okay. So we got a couple different ones actually. This from like different producers and studio owners and people we work with. So we got a lot of different places we move around to.
Okay, cool. Well, let's get down into the nitty-gritty. So you're a rapper. You're an artist in general.
Yep.
I keep highlighting this, but you're from the west side and live in the south. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
How did music really come about to you? You know what I'm saying? Because I know you came up on one side of hip-hop and now you're in a whole another one. So how did this all happen for you?
I don't know. I kind of just always wanted to do it since like birth. Like I just always felt like I loved music. I always wanted to rap. And then as I got older and me and my mama moved to Atlanta, it was just different. Like what I liked in LA wasn't really popular in Atlanta. So it was kind of weird. So I'm coming out there like, oh, this person, this hard. And they looking at me like, nigga, they lame. Like, that's weak. So it was just different. But I feel like learning where I'm from and then picking up a lot of Atlanta, like I feel like that helped put my music in a place that everybody can enjoy it because it's a lot of different places involved in it.
Right. Have you gone back to LA and immersed yourself in that community too?
I got a lot of friends and family there, so I go a lot. But a lot of times it's more family than music. But it is a lot of people out there going crazy. Like a lot of the homies, just doing their thing, doing real big. A lot of producers. It's a lot of money in LA. It's a whole lot of money in LA. So
Agreed.
I like that.
And you're 25, right?
Yo, just turned 25.
Okay, look, I'm 26, right? So like being 25 is just like a real crazy age because you just like you young still, but you really grown as fuck. So like, what's one lesson you've been taking from being 25?
That time don't stop. Time will never stop. So all your dreams and your goals, you gotta chase them because you're gonna talk about it today. You're gonna look up in 3 years. You're gonna be 25. Like, dang, I did not start. I ain't never did this. I could have been 100 steps ahead. So like, that's just my thing. Remember, time don't stop for nobody.
100%. You're an independent artist, right?
Yo, independent.
How has that journey been for you?
It's been lit. It's been a lot of learning. It's a lot of times I think I go through it and you look back and you like, dang, I wish I could have signed because I could have had this faster. I could have had this amount of money or this look. But when you own it all and you can really take the time to develop it, I feel like it puts you in a much better place, more solid. And like what I know now, I feel like when I didn't know it, it might have really messed me up to get in the situation. But now that we matured and have just experienced a lot in the industry, I feel like me and my team is in a real good place and can just keep it flowing.
And having a solid team is important.
It's real important. I can't do nothing without
I swear
that.
Going hand in hand makes everything move way faster, like 100%. But I like that you know that because I feel like it's a common idea in our generation that we just have to do everything alone.
Yeah.
It's like nearly impossible sometimes.
Yeah, it's not gonna work. It feel like that a lot of times, like, oh, I do it myself, but it's like, you're not gonna never, because it's not nobody who did. So, you know, you ain't gonna do something nobody did. So it's good to find those people that's gonna work with you.
100%. And let's highlight your single 2 On featuring CEO Trail. How did that happen?
I ran into Trail a few times. Some of my friends in Atlanta produced for him before. We was going outside and we ran into him at like Cheetah's one time, at the studio one time. And the homegirl Tokyo Vanity actually really set that up because we was at Cheetah's and they walked in together. So we went over there, talked to Tok, she introduced us, and like a couple months later we got in the studio and just made shit happen.
I might add, Cheetah's is a vibe. They food be good.
Oh, I love Atlanta. All of it for sure.
Cracking up. But you also collaborated with artists like Sada Baby and Anycia. Hey, my name Anycia. Yeah, so like, how has it been kind of just building relationships? You know, you could have solid relationships through in and throughout, but How has that been for you, like networking and so on and so to speak? Because I know a general like experience in the music industry is people be weird. You know what I'm saying?
Real weird.
So how has it been for
real
you?
weird. Honestly, I just go into everything with good intentions. I feel like that's the biggest part that I could play. And then if somebody turns out to be weird on the other side, then we just kind of deal with the situation and keep it moving. But I try just being negative don't do nothing for me either. So, you know, I just go through everything positively. I feel like you'll make progress. And then like the Anycia record was just by chance. Like working with Sis, that's my evil twin. Like I love her to death. But that happened on accident. Like somebody, she was working with a mutual friend of ours, invited us to the studio one day. We went at like 11 midnight, pulled up, was there all night till like 6 in the morning, and then we ended up in the studio for like 3-4 days in a row after that. And after that, it was just locked in. Like I produced some records for two of my brothers, Party and Zay. They produced songs for her that's coming out soon. So we was just locked in, working so much. And fast forward a few months later, and she's going crazy right now.
And your album, By Dawn. Yeah. What inspired the title? I know it's a little bit deeper than just the 2 words. So what was that about?
For sure. I think for me, it was kind of like my first real project. Like really locked in with some producers. And just made something that was a solid foundation and something I was comfortable to stand on and start with as my first project. And I just wanted it to represent me. And I feel like Buy Down was just something sweet and simple and just perfect. It's just a description of like when you hear this project, it's just by me. It's gonna make you feel and think and hear a lot of different things that just describe me in life.
Right. I know a lot of artists, creators in general, because even me, like I'm sensitive about my shit. I sure am. And that being said, explain the process of making the album. Like, what were the emotions? What was going on? Because you know what I'm saying? Like, when we put together a body of work and you about to show it to the world and put shit behind it and push it and this, that, and the third, like, that's a big leap. You know what I'm saying? So, explain your process.
Day by day, just being open with yourself and how you feel and what you really experience. Taking a lot of different feelings that we all go through. I think a lot of times with artists, we try to like create what we want it to be, but sometimes I feel like you got to create off of what it is and how you feel and what's really going on. Like I speak on my cousin who passed away last year on the album a lot, and those are just real situations and instances that help craft it. So I try to just be open and have my team around. They give a lot of input, like this experience, this happened, or you know, just creating things that feel like where we're at in life. So I just try to be open and know it's not personal for anybody that hears it. Like nobody's hearing it intentionally trying to like it or dislike it. It's typically, especially with strangers, an honest review. So I just try not to put my heart too into it and just, you know.
Music is subjective.
Very, very subjective.
Like, it really is. Like, with what's a no for some might be a yay for others. So it's like, you can't really call it too much. Also, too, another thing I want to piggyback off what you said, like, I like that you're generally saying you don't go into anything with expectations, because I feel like when you have expectations, it's easy to get disappointed. You know what I'm saying? So I love that for you. And that'll keep you, like, totally afloat the bigger you get. You know what I'm saying?
I just try to keep a goal. I think for me, like, at the end of the road, no matter how it happens in between, the goal is going to be the same. So I don't get too caught up on, like, oh, well, this went wrong or this went wrong. Like, no, when you look up and some time and everything situated, we still going to end up landing exactly where we were supposed to be. So, you know, I don't stress the in-betweens.
But let's have this real conversation. So you being an independent artist, right?
Yo.
That shit costs money. That shit costs money. I feel like some niggas just be looking at the phone and be thinking shit just be happening. And some shit do just be happening.
Right.
But this shit do cost money at the end of the day. So, like, talk about that. Like, you gotta hustle in real life to be able to afford to keep this going. You know what I'm saying? Like, and of course, like I said, little alley-oops come here and there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And they get bigger and bigger as time goes on. You know what I'm saying? But
the lookouts come.
What's going on?
I say just dedicate it. Just, this is one of those things where you really got to make a decision. There's a lot of people who half in, half out, quarter in, 75% out, and it's just, in my experience, when I was half in and half out, it didn't work for me. Like, I wasted a lot of time, wasted a lot of money, but when you dedicate, this is 100% what we're doing, and every decision starts to be catered around how to improve this goal, you kind of start to see progress. And when people see you take yourself seriously, they gonna look out. Like, at first, when you come into it, you think you serious and people don't help, and it's frustrating. But once you start handling your own first, you gonna run into some people who want to help and believe in it too. Because if you really hard and made it 10 steps, it's another person who can get you 10 more steps. So you just gotta keep working.
100%. It's November 2023.
Yo.
It's also the 50th year of hip hop, right? Okay, so that being said, name a couple artists that you watched growing up in LA, and name a couple artists that you might have studied that are in Atlanta.
It's more in Atlanta, I'm not gonna lie. Just because, like, growing up, it's a lot of artists I seen in LA that I thought was big. Then I got to Atlanta, and you kind of see, like, where Future took it, where Thug took it, even, like, the collaborations with Drake, like Drake in 21, and it's just a lot coming out of the South that's really, really big. So those definitely played an influence. And just, even from independent route, like, a lot of them was hustling up their own money, doing a lot of it early to just make it really, really big, like bigger than life, getting artist deals that they never seen. So definitely Atlanta played a big role, and I love to see it. But I mean, I love my roots in LA. I ain't gonna lie. Like, Tupac for sure. Big love to Snoop Dogg, 'cause I got family in Long Beach, so Snoop Dogg has always been hard. Dre obviously is amazing. All of NWA, most of my family's from the west side of Compton, so like that was really, really big for us growing up. And kind of looking back, 'cause that ain't exactly our time. I'm 25,
But still,
you know, but
influence.
yeah, like seeing it kind of a little bit before I start growing up, and like how it affected like my parents and stuff. So it's a lot of love for LA. I love LA to death. It's just, you know, Atlanta showed me something different.
Speaking LA, I'm thinking of you talking about Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg and shit. I'm thinking of Death Row, right? Boom. You got a production company called First Row.
Yeah.
So where'd you pull the titling from? Like, how did you come up with that name?
It kind of was around the time I got my name, Von Don. And for me, like, I'm just really big on doing things right, bigger than life, just making them lit. I don't like to half-ass nothing. And that's kind of where the name Don came from. Like, I really want to take this to a whole different level. And being from LA, Death Row was a big thing. And, you know, I catered to me and my team being in first. Like, I feel like ain't nobody bigger than us, can't nobody see us, can't nobody compete with us. So to just kind of put the idea of the Death Row theme and me growing up, you know, seeing that as an influence and putting it together with something for me was like highlighting us being in front. Like, yeah, it just made sense, and we ran with it.
100%. Give some flowers to your team real quick.
Oh, I love my team. I love my team. My brother Party with Ricky is in the back. Shout out to him. By Don, executive produced by him. My boy Zay is in the building. Zay cooking up. He back here. He executive produced the album too. We got plenty more coming. Max K Visuals is here. He does pretty much all my video work and pictures. So shout out to him. He take good care of me.
And they nice too.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
But okay, so back to us being in November 2023. You did a lot of shit this year. What is the year supposed to look like next year? You don't gotta tell me every little detail, but like, what do you envision?
I envision the beginning of the biggest thing this world has ever seen. That's what I want to do. I want to give everybody something they love and it's big, and just give them that feeling. I feel like it's a lot of artists that get big and go viral and we love them and they hard, but I want to be special. I want to get that feel of like, not Michael Jackson specifically, because that's crazy, but you know, just that feel of something special, something you hear it and you like, yeah, I could really see this for the next 15 years. Like, I want to change music. I want to play a big part in a lot of different ways. So, yeah, I just want to be a new influence.
And before I wrap it up, I like to ask independent artists this question, because there are people who will eventually watch you as a blueprint. You know what I'm saying? So, give a tip or two to another independent artist right now that's trying to figure it out.
Get your money together, for one, however that may be. But get your money together, because it gets expensive, and work really, really hard. Like, realistically, you got to be the last person to leave the studio. You got to be the first person to get there. You got to send the most emails. You got to reach out to the most artists. You got to invest the most money. Like, whether you're a producer, artist, anything. Like, if you want to take it to the next level, you got to work harder than everybody else. So that would be my thing. Like, just make the decision to dedicate yourself to this.
This boy dropping gems on my camera. Jesus motherfucking Christ. Jesus Christ. That being said, I have Von Don, the wonderful Von Don.
Thank you so much.
Be sure to stream by Don.
Out now.
Executively produced by Party in the back. You know? Exactly. So that being said, make sure you tell everybody where they can like follow you and plug in that.
Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, everything at official Von Don. And Buy Don by Von Don out now everywhere. Go get that.
And follow us at Hip Hop Since 1987.
Yo.